not really mentally ready to come back into the classroom full time. But Lumio presented a solution to that.
So I actually was introduced to Lumio in a SmackDown and I was obsessed. I knew instantly that I needed to use it in my classroom.
The fact that it's so easy to start a lesson, create a lesson, it's fun and engaging.
I think also very exciting, just being able to keep it all in one place instead of having to go to my Google Drive to find this, to YouTube to find that. So
I love Lumio. Lumio is my EdTech boyfriend.
And then all the interactive games and things that are already embedded in there.
That it's going to be such a powerful tool in the classroom for teachers, and it's going to change the way teachers teach and kids learn.
Hi there. Thank you so much for joining us today and celebrating Book Lovers Day. I'm here with my colleagues and fellow bookworms, Stephen Wagner. Hey, what are you reading?
Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. Reading some Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, awesome. And Lois, I see your nose is in the book as well. What are you reading?
Oh, Smart Growth. I highly recommend it. It's a great book. It's nice to see you
Awesome.
all.
Yes, good seeing everyone. Let's jump into this. So, of course, Book Lovers Day is being brought to you by Lumio, of course. So with Lumio, it's all about optimizing lesson delivery from any device and engaging students everywhere. Today, we'll, of course, celebrating Book Lovers Day, and you'll get a chance to see how you can empower your learners anywhere, anytime, as well as promote literacy with Lumio. So why Lumio? It's all about flexibility in the classroom. So whether your students are in the classroom or learning from home, you have that flexibility. We have collaborative workspaces where students can actually come together and work together in the same space, again, anywhere, anytime, on any device. Then we have some really great ways to engage students with game-based activities and resources built right within Lumio. And for you teachers, we offer the opportunity to combine different file types. So if you're working with a PDF, PowerPoint, Google Slide, even if you're old school users and still use Notebook, you can bring that content right into Lumio. So how does Lumio work? We have tons of resources. Like I said before, there is the Lumio library with ready-made content for you, or you can use the existing content that you have. Of course, it's all about saving time, making it easy for teachers to create dynamic lessons. And then, of course, with lesson delivery options, whether you're in the class or your students are learning from home, they can learn from anywhere, anytime, on any device. And it's all about engaging the students and making learning fun for them. So let's take a moment and jump into a live demo. Stephen, let me pass it over to you.
I'm actually going to pass it over to Lois first to do a shout out. I'm really excited to talk about Sherlock Holmes, but I think Lois has something that's get us a little bit engaged first.
Awesome.
Absolutely. So I actually did a shout it out with my students, and I did this or that. So this is what it looks like after students participate. It's related fiction or nonfiction, physical book or audiobook, novel or graphic novel. And then what's your favorite book? So the great thing about the shout it out activity is if you want a quick response from your learners, this is an easy way to do that. I set this one up to use text, but you could also use pictures. So if I wanted them to do what's your favorite book, in a picture format on its own shouted out, I could also do that. So depending on your learners and where they're at, that's how you would do that. So we could see fiction or nonfiction. Fiction one, hands down, for sure. Physical book or audio book. There were quite a few audiobooks, but it looks like the physical book is still looking that way. Asha, would you say you're an audiobook, physical book, or both?
You know what? I am so old school and nostalgic. I love physical books. I just love the tactility of it. And I ear dog my pages and I highlight stuff. So yeah, I definitely need a real book.
Yeah, I kind of felt this both one right here because I do like audiobooks, but I need my actual book so I can highlight and make notes at the same time. So I totally get that. Then this one actually surprised me at how many graphic novels there were. I know a lot of teachers don't feel like graphic novels are actual books, but anything that gets our learners engaged with content and interested, I feel like is a win. Stephen, would you say graphic novel or novel?
I think I'm a classic novel kind of guy, but some of my favorite reading experiences have been graphic novels. For example, I read a graphic novel of The Hobbit when I was a kid, and it really brought it to life, and it was amazing.
I haven't seen that one.
Awesome.
So, one of my favorite books is The Alchemist. And in a summer program, one of my students actually created their own graphic novel of The Alchemist. It was amazing. So, another great thing, as you saw with the shouted out, is you can actually pop something out. So, I'm not sure who this was. Trey, their favorite book is Frederick Douglass' autobiography. Sounds like something I would fall asleep to, but that's a great book, Trey. So you could actually just pop that out and go there. So how do you create a shouted out? Simple. I'm just going to end this lesson here and basically go back to my library. So I'll finish editing. And basically, if I am just going all over the place here. So if I wanted to add a shouted out activity, I could do that simply in any lesson by clicking the blue plus and going to the shouted out activity. In Lumio, the great thing is that you're actually able to simply add a quick shouted out to where you can ask a question and then have students answer if you would like. If I end the lesson here, I can go to my Lumio library and I have my blue button again here. So I would just hit plus, and then here's my shouted out. If you're not sure how you would create that, no worries, because you have our little graduation hat here, which plays a short video which will show you how you would set up your shouted out. You can ask multiple questions, you can set your own background. It's really a great thing that you can do. Looking for something different, when you press the blue plus, no problem. These are all the things that you're able to add to any lesson or existing content that you already have. But what if you're looking for something that's already existing? I think that's where you would come in, right, Stephen?
Absolutely. So finally, I do get a chance to talk about Sherlock Holmes. Um, I've been trying to read a little bit more lately, and I felt like I was due for a nice, fun, easy read in Sherlock Holmes. But these days my attention span is so poor. Sometimes I wonder how much I'm really taking in from these books. So what do I do? What does anyone else do? They take down notes in their Cornell note template, and that's what I've been doing. And so this one, I actually created myself using our shapes and lines. However, as Lois mentioned, you can find templates in our ready-made resource library. Um, but one thing I want to highlight on this slide is actually our immersive reader. So, like we were talking about with those audiobooks, sometimes people need to hear something instead of just reading it in order to really learn those concepts and really drill it in. So on our left side, we have the toolbar, our immersive reader. And when you click on that, we have a lot of tools at your disposal. So when you click on the top of any text box, you're going to see this start popping up. And when I select any of these text boxes, I have a couple of different options. I can select the text or single words to be played out, and I can also edit the text. So I can adjust the size, the font, I can increase the spacing, as well as I can do a couple other things here too. I can even break down the words into syllables if we really want to take it slow, but we can also identify different parts of speech, and it's also color coordinated, so it makes it super visual and easy to get the hang of. As well, show labels. So it makes it really easy and can really break down those sentences and make sure you're, learning both from a visual and an uh, getting the audio experience as well.
That's
And
awesome, Stephen. Did you know what I heard the other day?
what
I
was that?
heard that people who listen versus just looking at information actually retain information by 60% more. So that's actually a really awesome feature.
Yeah, and the great thing too is that it's also available in over 100 different languages.
Wow.
That is awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and while we're on the topic of audio, you can actually add up to 5 minutes of pre-recorded audio onto a slide. So the easy way to do that is just go into Edit Lesson, click on the top right, and then you'll be able to start your recording and review it before you want to put it onto the page. And so just add another layer of instruction to your lesson.
And that's
And
super helpful for early learners too and early readers, where you can read out the content on the page.
absolutely,
Or
but
that kid that always asks the same question 15 times. You could just be like, play the audio, babe. You got this.
exactly. And even for those older learners, I know I would appreciate sometimes having that audio instruction. But that's all I have right now for you guys. So I'll pass it back to Asha to kind of wrap up what we've gone over today and let you know how you can treat your shelf or your bookshelf, I should say.
I love it. Thanks, Stephen. So, a little quick recap of what we saw today. Lumio by Smart and create exceptional learning experience in and out of the classroom. Features such as the Shout It Out, which is one of my favorites. I mean, when I was younger, definitely not the to raise their hand and be like, I know the answer, even if I, but with Shout It Out, it gives them, especially, it helps. We also saw those resources, the ready-made lessons, and they added to each page, and we saw all the stuff you can do with it so to support literacy.
Hey, Asha, it's sounding a little bit crazy there. So I'll just take over there if you don't mind.
Yeah.
So the great thing about when you register for these awesome days is that you get some really amazing classroom resources. So if you haven't registered, you definitely want to register for Book Lovers Day because you'll get some awesome resources for Book Lovers Day in PDF format. And we also have some really great resources by who, Stephen?
Great resources.
Maybe Asha can help us with that one.
Yeah, we actually partnered with ReadWorks. So when you go to the Lumio library, you'll find some of these lessons. You can see little thumbnails here on the presentation of some of the lessons that you can find, but there's tons of resources, so you have to check it out. If you have not signed up yet for Lumio, you can get started for free by visiting lum.io. And then, of course, you can see all of our previous live streams as well as get access to the resources if you go to go.smarttech.com/livestream. Lumio, it's all about delivering engaging lessons no matter where your learners are. So don't forget to get signed up for free, lum.io, and go to go.smarttech.com/livestream. Now we have a contest which is super exciting for teachers. It's our classroom makeover contest. Teachers, you can win up to $2,500 to make over your classroom. If you go to go.smarttech.com/classroom-makeover, you can sign up and get entered into this contest. But I'm going to pass it over to Andrea and Katie for some more information on this contest.
Hey everyone, this is Katie. I'm super excited to be here with Andrea. We are here to tell you all about how you can have an amazing year in your classroom with an awesome new setup. We have a great contest for you. Andrea, why don't you tell them what it's all about?
So it's a classroom makeover, just in time for the back to school season. All you need to do is go to the link below, fill out the form. It's going to ask you for your Lumio email address. And if you don't have one, no problem. It just takes 2 seconds to fill it out, and it's free.
Yeah, check out the link below. $2,500 up for grabs for you to make over your classroom. And we'll have some bonus entries for you if you share on social, get your friends to enter. Lots of great stuff to be had. So we hope you enter, have fun, good luck.
Yeah, go now. Enter, enter, enter.
Click below.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much for joining us and celebrating Book Lovers Day. See you guys.